So we've just talked to the priestess here of
I'll handle this.
Ondra, which is called... I cannot remember. This is how Ondra looks here. Pretty nice, eh? Beautiful young woman with a fish head. And we'll look around and look for more. And probably we need to convince the leader of this tribe to do something. Of course, the leader seems to be a very bad leader. Are there any good people? Rongi. And she's here at that statue. Is that... Oh, he is here, probably. Probably a man making that statue, right? A sculpture. There's the bell.
Why not?
The bell's reliefs have been worn smooth in some places, encrusted with patina in others.
I'll see
So, Rongi, who are you? This Aumaua man seems lost in thought. His clothes are neat and clean, but he's tugging on the fringe of his sash, which he's worried into a long, loose thread. He looks up at you, his bleary eyes suddenly sharp and alert. What say? You are new to Tikawara, he nods, looking you up and down. What do you do here? I weave baskets and mats, strong and soft, just as my mother's cousin told me. He smiles with real pride. In the afternoon I'll go to the trading post to sell them. Of course, all that I earn goes back to the Ranga first. This is prize, share. A Huana term referring to distribution of wealth. Oh, all right. So the Ranga gets everything. And he distributes it. Maybe. Price share. Ekara, we trust in our Ranga to dispense our food, goods, and coin to the tribe. The Mataru get the best of all, and then the Kuaru, the Roparu, share with what is left among themselves. Mukunu sees to it that Tamao is made an example of what breaking prize share looks like. Rongi frowns to himself. And do you know anything about the missing Koiki fruit? Only that Tamao has slept like a fat tortoise, while the rest of us chew on reeds to fool our bellies. Rongi folds his arms. Ekara, no one could be less surprised. Tamao had this coming. You don't seem particularly upset about it. Guilty or no, being tossed to the waves is what Tamao deserves. I have no tears for him. He complained until the Ranga gave him my finest mats, and then left them out for the sport of beasts. That the gods sought him. Rongi's lip curls back, but he holds his composure steady. So we have an innocent asshole, maybe. So even if Tamao is innocent, you don't care. The tribe has challenges enough without Huana eating from each other's plates. Flaring his nostrils, Rongi glances away from you. You overstep for a stranger, an outsider. I say you should go back to the shore that welcomes you. All right. He turns away and says no more. Interesting. Well, that's one of the Roparu. Can we ask him something? Hey, you. Tikawara, we work hard but find little food. So you're in a terrible place. We're at the chieftain's hut. We could go to the... No, we're at the Kuaru hut. We should go there first, probably. Ask the people here. In that hut, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we'll find some traces. What's here? It's woven from Kaora reeds, a hardy but flexible material smelling of sea salt. Tasty. We cannot eat it, even if you're very hungry in this thing. There's Ngemi and Wihara probably weaving if we look right here. What's there? That would all be stealing, so we're not going to go there. Ngemi.
I got this.
For what does Rongi go out to the beach in the middle of the night?
Consider it done.
Rongi's restless, I see.
I've got it.
Poko Kohara makes for a strange neighbor.
I've got it.
Weaving mats from Kaora reads is best, I say.
I've got it.
So Rongi goes out to the beach in the middle of the night. Interesting. Rongi, that was the man we just spoke to, right? What just happened there? There's a chieftain's hut. A cage. Communal storage hut. We wanted to go there, but it wasn't there yet. Or we didn't find it, rather. Let's have a look at the chieftain, too. Oh, there's Tiana.
I'll handle
What is
this.
that? The drum emits a deep, satisfying boom when you strike it. Boom, boom! Hey, Tiana.
I'll see
Wanna
it
make
done.
boom, boom? No. A seasoned Huana woman rests her elbow on the drum like it's the only thing keeping her upright. She pats the hide skin, the percussion no more effortful than a sigh. She opens her eyes as you approach. And, hey there, I am Kebaba Forgedon, captain of Defiant. One of her eyebrows arches up with an unspoken question. She squints down at the dock and nods toward your boat. She touches her brow with 2 fingers, then she gives the drum a pair of playful taps. It may have been an introduction. Oh, you speak through your drum. Is that a yes? Don't you speak? A deep, wrinkled scar traces a winding path down her neck. She tilts her head to the side and beckons you to look closer. The angle and shape look like the mark of a boar's tusks. She raises one finger and points down to a dried hoof knotted to a belt. Then she makes a gesture of pulling back and releasing a bowstring several times in rapid succession. Grinning, she snaps her fingers and leans once more against the drum with a satisfied sigh. We'll tap too. You play a short, hesitant beat. She bites the inside of her cheek and considers before drumming a quick response with her knuckles. And she beats a harder, faster rhythm and steps back, grinning at you. Oh, we should be a bard, right? Play something together. She places a hand on her hip, skeptical as you start to build up a rhythm. Eventually she bobs her head and smiles a little wider. She eases in closer, your shoulders touching, and beats on the drum fast enough to build tempo without outpacing you. Her rhythm response changes the tune, introducing complexity, while keeping the spirit of the original alive. Is that jazz? I think it's jazz. She closes her eyes and sways in place. The flow of her movements make the beat look effortless, but her arms are a constant blur, and the village below heads begin to bob, furrowed brows momentarily relax. Finally, she breaks the rhythm and steps back, shaking out her arms and sucking in deep breaths. She tips her head to you, gratitude and recognition mingling with her exhaustion. What do you do here? Exaggerating her movements, she shields her eyes and scans the horizon, and she points off at the distance, kicks her legs up with youthful glee, and pretends to pound on the drum with wild, enthusiastic beats. Shrugging, she lets her hand fall to her sides once again. Do you know anything about the tribesmith in Koiki? Frowning, she sweeps her hand out to gesture at the entire village at once. She shrugs, and her hand wanders toward her belly. She sighs through her nose. All right. She misses the Koiki. Let's look at her. Poor woman cannot speak anymore. Maybe she doesn't want to, though. You never know. Was that the storage hut? No. Or maybe it was. Maybe we should go here. Is that the Kowiki hut? You see, I don't want to talk to the chieftain. We really want to ignore the chieftains, because we're not believing in authorities, really. So that is... No, that's the...
I'm afraid not.
That is not the hut, I guess. Well, if we have to, let's go to that chieftain. Odd faces here. Is that a bird? What kind of god is that? Let's go to the chieftain's lodge and ask him about the whole matter. We haven't heard anything good from him, but... So they are talking to him, or they are probably protecting him. Hey, we could unlock this. Does that still not lead to conflict? We don't know. Ah, welcome to Tikawara. And he welcomes all strangers.
I'll see it done.
Chieftain Ruanu. Anomawa. Oh, it's the smiling one. The only one that smiles that we've met here. Anomawa huddles in close conversation with the warriors next to him. He whispers in a low, stern voice. No sooner do you catch his eye than he grins wide enough to stretch every muscle in his face. Happy day that the gods smile upon us. Yeah, well, a favorable omen. He inclines his head and touches his brow. I see why you were made chieftain. You have a silver tongue. At your service? No, that's too much. You get many outsiders in Tikawara. Not yet, but soon. Tikawara will blossom when our valiant friends make a port to rest their sea legs. I would shower you with the fruit of our harvest, but the season is unkind, I say. Pokokohara is restless. Even from afar the storms tear our bounty up by the root and chase fish to the calmer shores. He raises his hand to gesture to the east. His hand falls limply to his side. What is Pokokohara? That's probably a volcano, right? And I had not touched since the days of our ancestors. Oh! The Walians went to Pokokohara for luminous Adra, but their expedition does not return. As the storms grow wild, Tikawara dies around us. No traveller will land here if they are forced to eat their belts, I'd say. He absently presses his knuckles, worrying the blood from his fingers. Well, I have some history with old places that cause storms. I'll take a look. His eyes widen a little. The smile that creases his face seems for a moment genuine. Oh, otherwise he's just smiling falsely. Here, this was a token passed down from the Rangas, said to come from Pokokohara in brighter days. He passes you a heavy length of copper shaped in a spiral. This looks like a seashell. The Muzuma snail, a foul thing, yes. They eat through the dead faster than Tangaloa, I say. The eel. It is nothing my Kuwaru would craft, the ancestors and their hobbies. Shrugs, smiling. If you need aid, Himwihi's warriors need only someone to bark the commands, and they will go. He raises his fingers to his brow once more. Oh. Nairi seems to have a chip on her shoulder. He sighs and rubs his forehead. She's our priestess, but she is new to her duties. He clears his throat and forces a smile. She did not mention Anaharu. We'll lie for her. No. She mostly talked about curses and the foreign scourge. Chuckles in spite of himself, shaking his head. Better not to voice certain things, Ikara. Nairi has suffered enough, I say. He nods, as if a mutual understanding has been struck. Yeah, we'll talk like he wants to hear it. We will not confront him. You don't seem to mind the Walian influence here. Some tribes push the foreigners away, but it is good to have powerful friends. Frown briefly crowds his expression. And what was that frown? If the Walians come, they will build an outpost here in Tikawara. His gaze unfocuses, like he's convincing himself of every word. Then we will have more to trade with outsiders than just Rongi's mats. With coin comes protection, friendship, he nods vigorously. A favorable agreement for both sides, I say, spoken like a true politician. Are you always this friendly? I say that in Tikawara there's always a spot around the fire, and a gurgle reverberates from the stomach of the guard standing next to Ruano. He grimaces and places his hands over his belly as if to muffle the sound. The Ranga shoots him a withering glare. And a kowiki in every hand. When he turns back to you, he's all wide smiles and pleasantries again. Oh, interesting. So the kowiki again. Tell me about your tribe. Our village here is young still, but we will grow when the Walians come. The Walians? Are you hired by them? That is for what we build many houses now. Even the trading post, he beams with pride. We make Tikawara pleasing to the Walians. Then, when they come from Pokokohara, they build their harbor here. They must. He clears his throat. I had questions about this Pokokohara again. Wind and sorrow are all that emerge from the ruins. Never answers. He waves you on. Oh, ruins. That's our specialty. No more about the ruins? Why not move the tribe elsewhere? In our old villages, we were raided by pirates, I've heard that, stolen by slavers and killed by Rawatayan scouts. I can understand. His head droops further with each admission, as if their acknowledgement diminishes him personally. So I brought them here where the soil is too poor for koiki fruit and the waters too shallow for great fish. At least we are in the path of Walian traders as they come and go. This is protection, prosperity, a future, and a god-forsaken place no one wants. That is probably your protection. He nods resolute in the idea. How is Pokokohara causing storms? You're new to the islands. I would not expect you to know of these things. Our ancestors told of luminous Adra, the bones of the Deadfire, breaching through the sands of Pokokohara. Ngati raises her watery fist in defense of the Adra. Walian or Huana, it is nothing to her who suffers in the wake of such anger. Beyond the storms, is there any danger? Ekara, we paddle our canoes the long way around Pokokohara for a reason, I say. Another people lived among our ancestors and built a temple in the desert. Now there's only death. The Walians closed their ears to my warning. He shrugs, glancing away. Back to my other questions. Speak on, friend, what say? He spreads open his palms. Do you only have that sweaty dwarf? Where could I find supplies else? The Walians left many crates with a dwarf. Oh yeah, the dwarf. He hoards them by the beach. Annoyance flickers across his face, but it's gone as quickly as a ripple on the water. But we never refuse a guest. Well, if you need sleep, Himuihi will show you all the villagers contending for the honor of your visit. And if you need strong Mataru warriors to fight at your side, then Himuihi can help you with this also. She guards the trading post. Good to hear. Oh, let's look around here a bit.
Watch and learn.
The wood is smooth under your hand. The totem looks to have been carved and painted recently.
I'll see it done.
The many rips in this worn old banner have been lovingly stitched back together. Nothing to learn. He seems like a good politician, but other than that, nothing much. Nothing much. We'll have to go out there and do what the adventurers do. So, let's make again a short pause. Maybe I'll stop the stream now. I don't know. It's pretty late here, and I'm getting tired. And you won't like me yawning all the time. So, I'll just stop the recording for now if you have some questions.